Hi friends, it's Cassie. Welcome back to my YouTube channel for another video. Today we have something special. It's the Stamptember stamp of the day, which is the Trinity Stamps stamp, and I am so excited about it. It's called Sledding Gnomes. Check out those darling little gnomes, the little trees, all those great sentiments. I'm so excited, and it coincides with the brand new release for Trinity Stamps. So there is a set that matches this that is in the Trinity Stamp store. And I am so excited to play with these two together. But I'm going to show you a card today that I'm using that brand new Sledding Gnomes, which is the Stamptember stamp, along with the brand new Pine Forest background by Trinity Stamps. And then we also have our embossed edge hills and slopes dies. Now, as you know, with any Stamptember stamp, these babies sell out quickly. So I'm going to have it linked down below, but then come on back here. All right, so I'm going to ink up that background stamp. The easiest way for these background stamps for me is to just leave them on their packaging, ink them up with whatever ink I want. In this case, it is some Distress Oxide Rustic Wilderness. I only stamped the top of it. I've got some craft cardstock, a little bit of white paper. I stuck that craft cardstock right down on top and then just spread around with my fingers, and it stamped beautifully. Like I said, I only need the top. The lower portion is going to be basically covered. I did spread or blend some of that Rustic Wilderness on the edges, and then I'm splattering some of that Rustic Wilderness all over that background. And then I'm going to let that off to the side to dry. Now, to save a little bit of time, because I know that y'all are wanting to go shopping, I'm sure, I stamped out the images ahead of time on some Express It cardstock, which is a very alcohol marker friendly cardstock. And then I stamped it with Blackout ink by Ink on 3, and now I'm using my Olo markers. Now, a lot of you have asked, because these Olo markers have been out since what, July of last year, I think? I don't remember. It's been a minute, but I've had them and I have been playing with them pretty consistently, and I do really, really like them. So I have been using them by themselves. I've been using them along with my Copic markers. The one thing that has been a little frustrating about my Copic markers, and I don't know if it's just because I wasn't always using them over this last year, is that a lot of them I've discovered as I pull them out have been dried out because I don't know if the caps are broken or whatnot, but that is super, super frustrating. But you can use them together with your Olos, and that is one of the things I love about this. So I have sped this up. Obviously, my coloring is not this quick. Originally, I started out 2 times the speed. Now we have increased our speed to 4 times because there's a lot of coloring going on here. And I'm trying my best to put all those colors up on the screen for you so you can see what I'm using. But I've stuck primarily to my Olos today. And these little gnomes are some of my favorites. Trinity Stamps has a bunch of the little gnomes doing different things. There's a bunch being released today. Oh my goodness. I had the best time coloring them. Oh, because if you like to color, I'm just saying. And this little gnome set is absolutely fabulous. I'm so in love with it. It's so cute. Not only is this a Christmas set, but I feel like, you know, your little gnomes in your trees could just be used for winter. You wouldn't have to use your little reindeer if you wouldn't want to, or you could just make him look like he's not Christmassy. I chose to make this a holiday card because I always need lots of holiday cards around Christmas. And so I stuck with reds and greens and things like that. And so I gave it that holiday vibe. But absolutely, this is a set that I feel like is just a winter set in general. A lot of the sentiments in there are perfect for that as well. And like I said, this is a part of the Stamptember release. So if you are new to Stamptember, it's usually a set it is a set that is only released, you know, limited quantities. Once it's gone, it's gone. They don't get it back in. So if you are at all interested in these stamp sets that come out during Stamptember, you have to jump. And this Stamptember stamp set is absolutely no exception because it's the gnomes. I'm obsessed. I am obsessed. I have always loved the gnomes that Trinity Stamps comes out with. They are just, I've always loved them. I've always loved them. So yeah, and then after you go shopping for the Stamptember stamp, you may want to head over to Trinity Stamps because it is a fabulous release as well. All right, so I went ahead and die cut my slopes here. We used our embossed edge hills and slopes, and what makes that so cool is that the edge that you die cut is has like a little bit of an embossed edge. It gives it that little something something, and I love that about Trinity Stamps when they have those embossed edges. It's just a little, it just takes it over the edge. I love it. So it's a little bit different than your regular slope dies or whatnot. You're going to want to check it out. You're going to want to check it out. So I put the first piece down just using some crafty glue friend. And then I'm using some foam tape on this one because I want to make it popped up just a little bit, add a little dimension to our card. And so I'll pop this down on top of that. Those are overlapping a little bit. And then we're going to need to use foam tape on the back of the rest of these. Well, some of these. So our sentiment. And then I did put it on those trees, but I realized I didn't want it on the tree. So I'm just going to peel that off very carefully. Just use a little bit of glue because those are in the background. So I want those to be stuck right down to the background. And so I'm just using my crafty glue friend to put those down. I did put foam tape on the upper part of our little sledders, and then I am going to put some glue on their sled. So that way when that overlaps that bottom hill, everything lines up perfectly and is matched in their dimension. So we can pop him down, or those two little guys down as they're sledding down the hill. And then this little tree will just be glued down also. I didn't use any embellishments, and I don't know if I'm kicking myself about that because I feel like you could get away with it, which I did. I am using a light gray Olo marker just to add a little shadowing and shading. But tell me down in the description box below, does it need an embellishment? Like maybe some flat back sequins? I feel like maybe some, I don't know, puffy embossing powder would have been fun too. Or maybe even like a glitter pen. I'm not sure. Let me know what you would have added to it down below in the description box. And then we'll add our last little pieces and sentiment on the inside of the card using our crafty glue friend, and then we'll attach down our panel to our base. And then once that is on there, that is going to finish off this card for Trinity Stamps Stamptember release along with Simon Says Stamp. I love it, and I hope you like it too. If you do, please hit that like button. Definitely consider subscribing if you haven't already done so. And as always, I will see you very soon in another video. Bye, everybody.